Summer Games Fest, or should I say feast, just declared war on our wallets, our sleep schedules, and our sanity. And for some fucking reason, every publisher looked at the calendar and decided that September is the only month that exists for releases. Oh hi, Mr. Some Fucking Read. How can anyone be saying gaming's dead or whatever? Because it has never looked better. I mean, have you seen La Fey?
Afterlife of the Gods.
Oh, it's cringe, Disneyfied, girl boss build, she's too ugly, and... Oi, Cubit! Well, Stellarblade Bloodrain looks like a huge step up from its predecessor. Oh, she's too hot now. That's become beta bait. Oh, wait.
But
you've sure heard of Ocarina of Time, right? The classic that sneaks its way into every single gaming video essay somehow. Well, it's getting a remake that new players can finally experience. Link's behind me, isn't he? He looks a little different, doesn't he? How can you people not be excited? Do you even like video games? Well, I know for sure I do. And for the rest of you who are like me, then rest assured that we're all dying alone. We're in a catastrophic race for the rest of 2026 releases against an already great and very draining first half. The upcoming September Massacre and the impending doom of GTA 6 on November 19th. Let's overview this absolutely stacked schedule. Just like GTA 6's protagonist. That niche butt-clenching walking simulator in RPG disguise is back, delightfully acknowledging its roots by starting its trailer with showing off all the fun ways your built-up character can get absolutely brutalized. Up to a good start, they delayed it already. Fuck. Moonlight Peaks looks like the perfect Animal Crossing crossing with Stardew Valley. You've got all the baby cozy, lovey-dovey stuff. You can make new friends, discover a magical world, unlock vampiric abilities, and of course, create your wait, what? Lots of potential spins on the genre, and that sure can be one of them. Dude, the Dark Ages DLC seems huge and aims to improve even further in the gameplay loop by the very, and I mean very, versatile Chainspear that does like 7 different things in the trailer. I bet some internet fans would get more use out of it as they see the Doom guy shirtless. Ubisoft's finally done pressed the emergency button with Black Flag Resync. Despite knowing so, it still got us all excited over Assassin's Creed again. Franchise that, just like how your parents view you, is not so bad to fully abandon, yet never good enough to not disappoint. Let's hope that changes with the remake of this classic, and maybe you're also due for a remake yourself. Let me make it clear. You will play and appreciate Granblue Fantasy Relink. Or else, this game is too well made and content rich for its price and sales performance. You want a different spin on Monster Hunter? Check. Want to recover from your gacha addiction? This will enlighten your soul to the righteous path. Combat, graphics, and the overall anime vibe here is unmatched. At least 50 hours of great content, 23 characters that each feel like playing a different game. So much room for build. This is just the base game that released on 2024. This new expansion adds 6 new characters, a whole lot more new content, and new mechanics to it. Yes! Oh my god, I can't do it. Yes! Yes! Even harder, yeah! I swear, if you don't get a new iteration because of your bitch asses don't care enough about it, I will. And then there's echoes of Aincard and Drakensword Awakening. Honestly, all I can think to describe them is knockoff versions of Granblue Fantasy. Palworld, despite Nintendo's lawyers' best attempts, is finally getting its 1.0 release. Before, it answered the question, what if Pokemon could roam around and also be enslaved? Now with the PvP, you can finally get them to commit murder too. And since this is a completely new game, it'll be great to jump back with my pals into this game's... Wait for it. What? Ever wanted your school bus as a child to skateboard? That sentence makes no sense, but Densha Attack made it make sense, making your trip to school fast, stylish, and most of all, anime. That, with its gameplay and aesthetic, it seems more than good enough, but it still needs a plot though. I would have voted for how much you can get school kids to vomit their breakfast, but that's apparently not appropriate. So they came up with the original idea of fighting an evil corporation. Or maybe that just says enough about our own world. Dear Lord, it is a struggle to know what the hell this The Mound game is about, but it sure looks like a game. Its about section doesn't really say anything, neither does its web page. Its trailers don't have a coherent telling of its identity, so I look at the Steam demo comments and... Very interesting game, but the optimization is bad. Way too smooth. Targeting is terrible. Way too many debuffs. Mixed feelings about this game. This game, probably the best game in the world. This is boring. Amazing atmosphere. I guess we'll leave it up to release that. Was that? I could have played the demo myself. Well, to that I'll say... Imagine you held unlimited power over the world around you to manipulate it to your liking. What's the first thing your inner god complex would tell you to do? Well, you can guide a little rat for a start. Mars the Forgotten Relic is a VR to normal ass game adaptation of the 2018 one, where you're a reader in a book going through this rat's adventure while also helping them along the way. And most importantly, you can high five. Speaking of Forgotten Relics, remember the PSP? Ratatan gets out of early access and is the spiritual successor to the PSV's Patapon of the same creator. You also guide rats here, but with the rhythm, baby! You command an army with orders on the beat in a roguelike gameplay loop. It's also reached its 1 million Kickstarter goal in 45 minutes. Goddamn, this one also got delayed. Fuck! And the reward for the most confusing game trailer of all time goes to... Concept Begins! Okay, so far so's JRPG. Wait, what was that? Okay, the cars are attacking each other now. That's really cool. Return to the beginning. Then there's soldiers dancing. Alright. More sentient car attacks. Damn, that looks good. Am I seeing a tactical top-down game in there? It shows for like a fraction of a second. And this trailer ended. Oh, why did you just say it's the modern entity of the classic turn-based deck building strategy Monopoly likes here? Nintendo is back at it again with continuously making me appreciate not having a Switch with Splatoon Raiders. As if Splatoon, that kid-ass game, wasn't enough. They copied the hardcore PC genre and turned their game into an extraction shooter. Except not really. They couldn't even do that. The experience of single player and co-op is the focus here, like Escape from Duckov. With the nature of Splatoon, they made it casual. Like there's anyone who complained that the genre was too hardcore or something. Sure, I'm glad I can't be playing that cozy, comfortable, filthy, casual Nintendo slop. I'll enjoy my time on real men PC games just fine. The long-awaited Avatar fighting game is here as the community always wishes for new IP-based fighters. I hope it doesn't suffer the same horrible fate, being on Nerslayer's channel. Wait, what the fuck is Monster Hunter Wilds doing that? The remaster of the original Halo comes with great additions, stunning graphics, new missions, improved mechanics, and 4-player co-op. It's also missing many things: the iconic and era-defining multiplayer, some original voice actors, and all the collective pride and dignity of Xbox. Leave it to Xbox to release their most exclusive on their competitive platform, yet not do so with something like Redfall. Fucking Redfall! Just if you didn't realize extraction games are in yet, this will convince you. The genre went through its rite of passage and got its own Souls-like iteration through Mistfall Hunters. Let me get this straight. You want to combine this hardcore and punishing genre with this hardcore and punishing genre? Well, I just thought having to run back was not enough of a punishment for that, so I made it so that you permanently lose everything instead. What's better for describing a game than by comparing it to another? After all, that's what the gaming community loves to do to an obsessive degree. The Relic First Guardian is Black Myth Wukong, but with some caveats. It's got that Souls-like but not too much. Combat. It's kind of linear, boss-filled, Asian, but with a bit of zhang because of the small team, and it chooses depression as a theme instead of monkey. That was only July. Alright, let's hurry up. Gladly, August is a lot more quiet, which makes me question why every studio and their grandmother chose September to release, but the industry works in mysterious ways. Beast of Reincarnation is the game that prioritizes gameplay over visual fidelity, just in case you forgot that it's made by Game Freak. And I'm sorry, but what the hell is that Steam page description? Game Freak's brand new title, Beast of Reincarnation. Alright, really? That information is present right there. It's an action RPG with a fusion of real-time and turn-based combat. You got me, okay? I'm listening. Experience the innovative one-person, one-dog action RPG. Innovative, is that supposed to be a new groundbreaking genre or something? Does that make God of War the one dad, one boy game? Or Pragmata the one astronaut, one android toddler? Obviously, Bioshock Infinite is the definitive one-person, one Disney princess first-person shooter in the beautiful yet harsh world of Beasts of Reincarnation. Repeating the title twice in the description? I mean, at least mention the actual in-game world instead of avoiding so like the plague in all its marketing materials. What awaits at the end of Emma and Ku's journey? Walking is boring. It consumes energy. It's not gaming. You can be sexually harassed and it's very lonely. If you do it with friends, you're annoying others, blocking the way, and making other lonely walkers. I present to you the solution. Big Walk. Now you can walk and talk all you want with your friends, all while sitting on your asses. No danger attack. Wish I could copy-paste Avatar's bit here for Marvel Token Fighters, but the truth is, this is Marvel. It's got that impeccable aesthetic and color pop, and it's made by Arc System Works, masters of their craft. They can just release hot characters and skins like Marvel Rivals and call it a day. Grave Seasons is another weird spin on Stardew Valley, but this time with a twisted, murderous, Danganronpa twist. Make it for a not so cozy game. Let's Face is a 3D action platformer which describes itself as clockpunk, and let me tell you, whenever clocks are involved in games, they somehow always rock. You can prepare for the incoming World War III by playing the realistic massive multiplayer shooter Hell Let Loose Vietnam, and seek for yourself what it's like to spend hours digging a tunnel just to be killed by some random's grenade. Nothing's impossible with the Sinking City sequel, which was underperforming by a Ukrainian studio with multi-year legal fights over the IP rights. They say they pivoted more from detective to survival horror with this one, and I say that's a reference to what the devs went through to get this game out. A similar thing happened with the developers of Plague Tale Resonance, which I think is a better title than what they have, Loki, where they wrote the story, and much like the protagonist of the game having visions of battle in a mythological era, they played into it and made a full-blown action game. Or was it the other way around? Either way, it doesn't sound like that good of an idea looking at its stiff gameplay trailer. Yeah, maybe we should have stuck with the Rats and Depression. I have never watched or cared for Star Wars, but make it, or anything for that matter, XCOM, and I'm in. This is the closest thing we can get to XCOM 3. That was weird. Why'd I get deja vu? And most important of all, the Star Wars setting seems most fitting here. I mean, what more do you want than when your 95% chance shots miss with the Stormtroopers effects? It is literally canon. Fuck. Oh god, why did I choose to do this? Oh fuck, we're in September. Alright, gotta go fast. CD Projekt devs made the closest thing they could get away with to The Witcher with the blood of Dawnwalker, with vampires instead of mutilated mutants. Also, this game is set in the 14th century Europe, riddled with the Black Plague. Do the poor NPCs really have to suffer vampires to boot? Man, shout out to those NPCs out there of our games. They have all sorts of problems for us to solve for the sake of our enjoyment. Releasing the game Halloween, based on the movie franchise Halloween, on the month of Halloween, where you play during the night of Halloween. Wait, this is not in October, what the fuck? Just like fighting games, do these IP-based asymmetric horror games ever go anywhere? It seems like the fate of each of those villains is to end up on Dead by Daylight anyway, being flashbanged and teabagged by screaming teenage ass. Just like AAA studios try to add a couple more A's to their name, these devs wanted to add more D's to their game. And that is a sentence that never could be interpreted sexually. Screambound's a 5D game that has you playing in multiple perspectives, and it's the exact type of thing I love. Oh, how I miss you dearly. Environmental puzzles of the Witness. What can I say about Wolverine that hasn't already been said? So much faster, so much more dynamic, so much bloodier, angrier than Spider-Man. And it's not releasing on PC. Fuck! Was that mother effing Leech? Well, I could pretend I know his significance like a comic book fan, but honestly, he was just a really annoying card in Marvel Snap. So, one more thing, did you really need to make him able to crouch? I mean, as a fellow mini-humanoid, I don't really get the point. RuneScape Dragonlance released the same day like a madman. Its only saving grace being it's in early access beforehand. And it has the fun spin in using magic to your everyday survival crafter stuff. Don't sleep on this one. Trails has its second remake release out of the 13 entries it has so far. So by the time they're done, those remakes would need their own remakes. I still refuse to acknowledge Fire Emblem's existence well into its 23rd entry because it seems like the perfect mix of game for me, so poof! See, it doesn't exist. Honestly, there's too many Warhammer games that I lose count and perception of what each is. This is another Warhammer RTS game out of the however fucking many there are. You do the research, I'm tired. Control was all sorts of trippy, weird, confusing, and mind-bending. And that's when we were playing as the sane older sister. What the fuck is Remedy gonna have in store for us when we're playing as the crazy one? Alright, maybe Sane was a little exaggerated. Now that I mentioned Sane, Silent Hill Townfall. This is not due to the game's themes, but the fact that this is the third consecutive year with a Silent Hill title release from Konami. This would probably get swept the most by the rest of September. An October release feels more appropriate in my humble opinion. Fuck your opinion! Here's a game that won't suffer that problem. Garfield, Escape from Monday. Get it? It's Garfield, the funny cat with the funny memes that automatically makes it a good bit, right? Oh lord, what the fuck? Alright, this moment deserves us to calm down a bit. Resident Evil Requiem, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Mega Man Star Force Collection, Pragmata, Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen, updates for many of its concurrent games. And now, Onimusha Way of the Sword. Need I say more about Capcom? Fuck me, we're still not done yet. And it's freaking approaching. October, sandwiched between 2 giant months. Lest we get sandwiched ourselves, let's up the pace. New Rayman that completely came out of left field. The 3D new look is fantastic, feels very authentic to the original style, and I'm so glad they didn't turn it into 3D platformer, as 2D is Rayman's bread and butter. End of Abyss is a top-down Dead Space Metroidvania, and I think that sounds like a mix I didn't know I needed until now. Remaking the PS2 classic Dynasty Warriors for the Switch 2, which means it's almost like a port instead, given the Switch 2's capabilities. Nothing quite provides the experience Ace Combat does, and I can't quite think of anything else to say about it. We've got Plague Tale and other games that open up and leave their depression roots, and then we've got Gears of War E-Day wanting to do the complete opposite. Either way, it doesn't seem to be a good trajectory. Alright, that's one too many Star Wars based spins on existing game genres. The Hellraiser game trailer is censored, and I still felt it needed to be censored. And age restricted. I'm fucking banned. By the way, the announcement made me jump off my toilet seat like, ah! And I didn't even play the game yet. Now I definitely will. The first person Napoleon Souls-like is releasing, and I have high hopes for it. Speaking of the French, a new Castlevania game, Belmont's Curse, is releasing, making Konami seem slightly less bad again. I don't know how to feel about that. Shadow's leaving early access, and it's an excellent survival game. Ratatan got delayed to hear. A new pixel art and turn-based FF3, the nostalgia bait. Call of Duty, who gives a fucking shit? Phantom Blade Zero's got all the potential it needs to be a Game of the Year nominee, to be honest. One of a kind experience. Hopefully its innovation on top-down RPGs gets adapted into other games. Wait. Oh. God, it's already here. Wait, there's not even other games in November or December. Fuck. You know, I don't really think I care about GTA 6.